So, by Andrew Wilson's metrics of debating, did he lose this argument? Today's installment of Andrew Wilson comes from the Whatever podcast. Now, this happened a few days ago. This was a 1v1 debate with this, I assume she's a feminist woman. And toward the end of this debate, that was hosted by, of course, the moderator being, I forgot the guy's name, but you know what I'm talking about. The guy that's in charge of the Whatever podcast, that runs the podcast. He was moderating it, and toward the end, Andrew Wilson insults this woman because she's standing on her side of the argument. She hasn't bended at all, much like CGA did. And Andrew Wilson says, well, since I can't change your mind or get you to see it a different way, he calls her, a name or whatever. He insults her, rather.
What did you say?
And when that happens, she comes back with what we now know is a truth about Andrew Wilson. And in my opinion, like I said, by his metric, or by really anybody's metric, the first person to throw an insult, or what we call it ad hominem, that's the person that's lost the argument, right? So I would ask you, the viewer out there, or my audience, did Andrew Wilson lose this debate because of what he's about to tell this woman? Now, I'm going to play the first, couple minutes to get context of part of the segment before the crash out. All right. So, of course, this is on YouTube. You can watch this on the Whatever podcast without my interruption or criticism or commentary. Okay. I'll leave a link to it in the description box, as I always do. If you're still here, thank you very much for your viewership and fair use.
Can I just point this out, right? When you're talking about Donald Trump, he has the same exact powers that the president Joe Biden had before him. The same ones. He doesn't have a single additional power. Not a single one.
What about the bullshit that the Supreme Court ruled that he cannot be held responsible for specific illegal acts that he committed?
Yeah, well, look, this was early understanding of case law with the president, is that you're not going to be able to allow states to prosecute the president of the United States, or else a state who was just upset.
Tyranny.
No, it's not. It's the opposite. A state that's upset at the president could bring him in for bullshit, trumped up charges, and he's the federal executive. That would create a constitutional crisis. Literally overnight, it would create a constitutional crisis. We have diplomatic immunity for diplomats. They come in and commit a crime, we can't put them in jail. Even though they committed a crime, we can't put them in jail. They have diplomatic immunity. Our own.
Now, he is right about that. There is a such thing called diplomatic immunity. Most people have a general idea of what it is. I don't know the specifics, but yeah, essentially, there are certain people that are of a foreign nation or entity, whatever, that can come into the United States and they can, maybe commit a crime, maybe not a big crime, but they can commit a crime, and somehow they're protected because of the fact that they're not a citizen of the United States of America. And so, I mean, his argument to me is right now, again, you can be on whatever political aisle, whatever side you want to be on, as far as like Democrat, Republican, whether you like or hate 47 or whatever. That's not the point of this video. But what he's saying is not wrong, but of course, vote blue no matter who on the other side here, Miss Liberal White Woman, she doesn't like the guy, and no matter what he says, she's not going to go for it, obviously.
The president doesn't have immunity from state prosecution. Yeah, he kind of has to. Otherwise, California Governor Newsom would bring him up on charges of treason if he could, and would try him in California under the state code if he could. He would do that.
Love that. I hope he does.
Okay, well then guess what? If that's the case, then why shouldn't the president have the ability to do that to Gavin Newsom?
He could.
Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
If he wanted to, start a case against Gavin Newsom.
No, I'm saying, why does the federal authority not give him the purview to do that? For the same reason.
To charge him on a state level?
To charge him at a federal level. He can't just be like, oh, he committed treason and go charge him. You can't have the state charging the executive branch. You can't have them doing that.
I think you can.
No,
And I think it
well,
should
not
be
only can
so.
you not, the Supreme Court even ruled you can't.
I think you should be able to. I think that's ridiculous. I think we need to be able to hold our leaders
great.
accountable and
You would
not
end
put
up-
too much power in their hands, because I am against authoritarianism.
Okay, so let's say California does.
Now, to be honest with you, sometimes I wonder what these people, and not just her, but people that think like her, where are they getting this, this view of the government and how, these nations actually work? I mean, I don't know how they do it, but of course she's against 47, even though we had, another guy in office that did some underhanded things, but nobody talked about it because he wasn't Republican, he wasn't 47, right? I'm not going to get into all that, but me personally, I like to call things down the middle. If it's wrong over here, it's wrong over there. So 47 done some things that weren't necessarily right, but 46 did some stuff that was similar, and he got excused while the other guy got vilified every time. So that's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
They say, hey, we're going to go ahead and bring up Donald Trump and he needs to appear in court. How does California enforce that?
In this day and age, I don't know. That gets tricky. I wouldn't trust Donald Trump to.
Are they going to
show up.
send California agents to arrest the president of the United States, do you think?
We could send the National Guard and start a civil war.
That sounds so effing ridiculous. Like, I mean, I don't know if she's trolling him at this point or did she really believe that, but it sounds ridiculous just on the face value. By the way, this is where he's about to insult her, and then she's going to, of course, pull the pin on the single mother grenade. I'm sorry, on the stepdad grenade. So just watch this.
National Guard, the California National Guard, but that would be treason.
So I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator or I don't make good points or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
Now, he has, at this point, insulted her intelligence. Now, for most people, once you do that, you have crossed a line. Now, really, any insult in general could be, taken any way you want. But when you're talking about a liberal white woman here, okay? And even though she might be sarcastic and snarky and things like that, I don't know if she specifically insulted him yet, but he, to quote, the movies, he drew first blood on this, right? And so now she's about to go, and somebody like her, there's no line when it comes to insults. Okay, well, you said this, I'm gonna say this, which is equal to your insult. She's gonna go all the way in. So you called me stupid, here you go, right? That's how it works a lot of times. You can't gauge the response somebody's gonna give to something, right? And so now that you said that, you don't know what she's gonna say back. And what she says might hit below the belt, but you started, right? Okay.
Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
By the way, shout out to Tree 411 because she exposed this a long time ago, actually. Okay, before anybody else did, before CJ did, dug up his stuff and whatever. She actually pointed this out like a year or so ago. So I'm gonna give her props for that, and not CGA, because he posted the video on my community tab. She actually called this out a long time ago. Nobody picked up on it because, Tree 411 is, kind of like she's underrated in this, in certain spaces, whatever, certain communities. So it wasn't widespread at that time, but she's the one that actually revealed this to the public.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
You
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're a
mean?
fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch.
And he's going to continue with this for like another, I don't know, maybe a couple minutes. Now, he's gone through a lot of expletives, so I'm probably not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to let you get a few more seconds in so you can see how pissed off he is now that she's thrown this insult.
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say?
Your
Dyke?
wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to
Do the women that you try
show
to?
your hatred against?
Do you the women
they,
that
like,
you try
convince
to?
them that they shouldn't?
You know,
like,
Charlie, did I
pursue
bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
that
Did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called
into
me fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
fucking
your
stupid.
family being stupid, Charlie?
could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people
Okay.
on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional
Let's
man.
go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing which is immoral.
What you're doing, which is immoral.
Yeah.
I think that you have been complicit in convincing young men that.
No. My family dynamic. What am I doing? Being married to my
I don't
wife.
think it's immoral.
Then why? So then.
Under my
So all
worldview,
you did.
that's perfectly
So wait,
acceptable.
Chuck. All you're doing is saying. So Chuck, shouldn't you actually be saying that Andrew? You're doing a good thing.
I'm
Hang on.
sorry, you-
Now I gotta call a spade here. It's basically, she just said I just did that to piss you off, and which it did. But outside of that, like, I'm cool with it, right? Because she's a femi, and so you marrying up a woman with multiple children, that's okay because you just saved a woman, right? But initially, I said to piss you off, and so, yeah, the effect was reached. I'm sorry, yeah.
I just want to make sure I got this right.
Uh-huh.
Am I doing a good thing? Am I doing a
By
good thing?
what? Do you think your wife is a charity case?
By taking care of children who weren't mine? Was I doing a
charity
good thing?
case?
Whose fathers abandoned them? Was I doing a good thing?
Yeah, you're doing a good thing.
Oh, okay. Well then, Chuck, why did you use that as a form of personal attack on me? Even though you think I'm a good person doing a good thing.
I'm convincing you of my worldview.
You're very convincing, Chuck.
Under my worldview,
I'm a good person.
you can marry your wife and no one would judge you, and you can raise the children that aren't yours and no one would judge you.
No, they would
But
still
under
judge me,
your-
Chuck.
Under your worldview,
Yeah.
that would not be so. Christian nationalists,
Yeah, what
divorce
about
isn't
it?
even acceptable.
Do you understand what?
This is true. Divorce is unacceptable, and saving a woman that has children, I believe, will also be unacceptable because she is already a pariah in society at that point, right? Because that she's had children outside of marriage, she's been divorced. These are things that go against, I would say, certain Christian faiths, right? Yeah, I mean, she's not lying there.
What Christianity is? Do you think
Yes,
that?
I was
do you
raised
think?
Christian. Were you?
Yeah, I was.
Protestant.
Yes, I
Oh,
was.
Of course. See, this is
You don't. I'm sorry.
because the Protestant spirit is still in you.
Oh, it is.
It hasn't left, man.
Is the
It
Catholic
hasn't
spirit
left.
still in you?
I wasn't raised Catholic.
Then what are you talking about?
I was raised
how-
Protestant.
Okay, so you see what's going on here, right? Now they're going to get into how, I guess, the faiths and how what he's doing somehow aligns with whatever faith they're talking about. Yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link to this in the description box. You can see further how she's going to try to explain this insult away, because really, again, in my opinion, she said that just to upset him. But the effect was reached. He got pissed off, and now she's going to explain it away to say, okay, well, yeah, under my worldview, what you did was fine, but under your worldview, what you did was probably immoral according to your faith. And I would say if you're still in the RP spaces, it was unacceptable, right? But yeah, he got pissed off, and more people are going to use this insult against him now that everybody knows that he's a stepdad. Everybody's going to use this to advantage, except Brian. That's his name. Now, Brian, the guy from the whatever podcast, they're cool, so they're not going to use it. And of course, people that are in political spaces or people that align with him, the crucible, other people, they're going to say this is cool, no problem. But in my opinion, he threw the first blow by calling this woman stupid, and well, you got what you got, right? And with that being said, thank you for taking another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about this insult, this mudslinging, and the debates, and how Andrew Wilson will continue to have to defend this decision down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit subscribe button, and the notification bell. We'll be out of the door, and I'll see you on the next video.